What are the three powers of a woman? When you think power, we usually have two very clear reactions. Either power is bad because power doesn't belong to me, or power is how I should live my life. Those are the two different, I would say, camps in which the word, the language itself, power, provokes certain kind of emotions. Now, I want you to dispel what you think of the word power, okay? Because I want to introduce to you a new concept on learning how to truly design the woman you want to be. So, what are the three powers of a woman? I call this the three powerful P's, okay? And you can begin to incorporate this in your life and really make a clear choice on who you want to be. Now, if I were going to ask you, do you want to live a life of joy, of abundance, of freedom, of beautiful friendships, of purpose, I would venture to say that you would say yes. I mean, nobody's going to say, no, I don't want to live a happy life, or no, I don't want to live a peaceful life. No, chances are you want to have a life that is wholesome, that is abundant. And when I say abundant, I don't mean financial means. I mean quality. I mean joy. I mean lots of quality relationships, because that's truly what abundance is in the quality in which we live our life. Now, I would say that when I ask you that question, you would say yes. Now, I will follow up that question by saying, are you willing to work for that kind of life where you are free, where you are living the life you know you actually deserve? A life that is transformed. Okay? Because we all want to get there. That requires a lot of transformation, which means that what happens before a life of transformation is formation. Okay? We all want transformation. Often, this part is the hard part. And it's hard because actually it's not built in our system and in our culture to actually be transformed. Transformation sometimes is uncomfortable and it takes time. Now, in a quick fix world where we live in a microwave world, things happen, go, 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 formation becomes kind of deceived as just information. We come to believe that us reading a great article is actually transforming us when it's just giving us the first part of transformation, which is information. Nothing happens by reading. Okay, if I actually wanted to become a great swimmer, I can read all day about swimming, but never jump in the pool, never practice swimming. So I want you to see your life and really see what you're receiving, information, and how you're actually using that information as an opportunity for formation that will actually cause transformation in your life. Now, this is my, the good news is that I use visuals because I believe it actually goes directly into the deepest part of our brain and creates an imprint, and we remember visuals. That's the good news. The bad news is that I am the worst drawer. So, drawer. I say that right. So, bear with me as I start to begin to draw these concepts to further hound my point. Now, this is a jar, okay? And this is a funnel. You can actually choose what kind of a woman you want to be based on these two concepts. I'm going to explain it to you, and then you can make your choice. Okay, so the way our culture is built in right now, for example, you read a great article on how to build a new habit, or a great article on how to become a great wife. Okay, so you're reading it, and you're reading it and you say, whoa, this is great. Okay, so you're reading a Facebook article and then you see another article that talks about how to organize your life. And then you're reading the next article, okay? You thought that article was great, you're moving right along, okay? You're reading. And what this is that you're receiving it like a funnel, okay? You're just receiving information all day long, and all day long, but not taking the time to perhaps see how that information can actually cause us transformation. Now I'm going to introduce the jar lady, okay? And this is how I want you to look at your life, okay? So you receive an information, okay, and you read it, okay? The 3 P's of woman is that I want you to take that information, and the first part is to ponder that information. What do I mean? You actually read and take one line or one concept and you allow it to sit and marinate. You sit and marinate. You allow it to be incorporated throughout your day, so you're not going from one information, never really pondering. Now, I love the word pondering because I believe that we learn things in layers, and that you read something and you might know this concept in one way, but then you read it again after 3 times and you're gonna get to know it in a different layer. And it happens through pondering. You're sitting with it, kind of like a great wine where you allow it to come in and you let it sit there and you let it marinate. And as time goes by, it actually tasted better, okay? Now the second P is to process the information. So you ponder it, you go about your day, a couple of days go by, you let it take time, and then you sit down and for 5 minutes you write down that concept and you actually take the time to reflect on paper. It has to be on paper because something happens to our brain when we write things down, and it allows us to actually come out of our mind and into something more concrete. Okay, so you process these concepts and take that marination into practical, you see it, reality, okay? You process after you ponder. And the third part, which I think is so beautiful, is that you begin to practice it. You practice the information that you receive, okay? You receive the information, allow time to ponder it, and then you take another time to process it. From processing, you're going to realize, you know what, this is how I can practice and incorporate this in my daily life. You go about your day and your life pondering, processing, and practicing. Let me share with you this transformational effect, okay? So what happens is that the people around you, okay, if you have lived, if you're 25 or 35 or 45 and you receive information by processing, by pondering, processing, and practicing, guess what? You are going to be a well of nourishment for everybody that comes in contact with you. This is a transformation, and the power that I am talking about is that when you meet people, the practice in which you live your life, your example of love, of joy, becomes a real gift to everyone around you. You're like a well of nourishment. Why? Because it's not a funnel where you receive this great information and you read it, but it never really penetrated as a practice. You see, people might be inspired by a great information and a moment's wisdom, but what changes people is our example. And it's the practice in which we live how to be a woman. Now you have 2 choices. Do you want to live your life transforming and truly making a difference in the lives of the people you love around you? Or do you want to just miss out on the opportunity to truly give nourishment? nourishment to the people around you. Now, I know that that is a pretty easy answer. I think nobody wants to say, no, I just want to bypass my life and never give an opportunity to make a difference in people's life. No, I know and I believe that you want to be that wellspring of nourishment where that people meet you and they are refreshed by you, that they are transformed by the mere encounter of you. And that is possible truly through the practice in which we live being a woman. That really is born out of a lot of pondering and a lot of processing. And then through the time, we incorporate this in our daily life. This becomes the foundation in which we learn anything. And it is very countercultural because, you learn science and then you move on to math and you learn it and then you're on to algebra and then you learn to subtraction and then multiplication, and it's never quite a marination of information that causes transformation. So you're going against culture. But what I'm telling you is that you are going to see an incredible difference in your life, but an absolutely incredible difference in the lives of the people around you. Because once you start to live your life practicing the woman you want to be, you are going to see the fruits of the way people are around you and the transformation that happens in their life based on the way you live and the way you love. So be that jar of nourishment for the world and don't fall into the temptation of a mere funnel of information that never causes transformation. Formation causes transformation. And then we can begin to transform our culture.